A very good and happy Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Hump Day has arrived. Landon here in the driver's seat with you to bring you your weather and night forecast courtesy of On Target. It's a damn start for us out there in that early morning commute. We have got a cold front approaching here out of the north and west. Going to be bringing much colder temperatures into the region as early as this afternoon, but this morning we are getting in on these widespread rain showers across the region. This is pulling down to the south and east direction as the cold front continues to arrive. This will continue to be the name of the weather game throughout this morning. With falling temperatures throughout this afternoon, we got the opportunity of seeing a transition over to a wintry mix and then potentially a few snow squalls or light to moderate snow showers out there. We'll be getting more into that here in just a moment. D93 Skycam kicking things off for us, showing us the cloudy look out there. We got damp and dreary conditions for us to enjoy and soak in out there early this morning. Same can be said overlooking 431 down in Russellville. WRUS camera showcasing the rain showers that are increasing in intensity. You can see the lights there on 431 traveling. Please give yourself an extra few minutes on the early morning commute. Temperatures are currently holding right around the mid-40s. Do not be deceived. This is not going to be the readings as we work into this afternoon. Cold front is anticipated to pass at some point coming into the late morning on into the early afternoon hours. Winds turning out of the north and west is going to result in falling temperatures here basically as we work throughout the day. Readings that we're currently seeing right now is somewhat going to be the high temperatures for today, and the frigid cold is right here on our doorstep. That is a promise. Let's jump over here and let's take a look at the latest model guidance. We'll give you first and foremost the big picture view, and we've been talking about this all week. We've been waiting for these series of shortwave troughs and these cold fronts, Arctic fronts, if you will, to dive south and east across the region. We got the one that's initially coming through right now that's going to be bringing the rain showers that we're seeing. Then we got the secondary cold front that's going to be bringing a reinvigorating jolt of that gelid cold air with strong northwest winds to go along with it, all right? Speaking of those winds, take a look at how they're going to behave throughout today. Here we are working into mid-morning, right around the time that the cold front's going to pass at some point in time around 9 a.m. and lunchtime, right around the noon hour. Right along and behind that front, winds out of the north and west, 25 to 35 miles an hour. Going to be bringing wind chills down as well. We'll be looking at that here in the next slide or two. And it's going to be frigid cold. So if you're going out there this morning with a light coat or a jacket on, you're going to want the winter wardrobe on whenever you're coming home on the evening commute or the kiddos getting out of school. So go ahead and put them in that winter wardrobe, all right? We continue with the very strong winds out of the north throughout today. They loosen up a little bit throughout the overnight or lessen a little bit here. And then we work into our Thursday, though, and we're going to keep that northerly wind component. That's going to keep our wind chills in the frigid category for us to soak in here, right? Jumping over here, taking a look at the wind chill valuations as we work and progress throughout the day. Despite real-time readings not hitting at or below freezing until around 4 to 6 p.m. this evening, take a look at our readings. By the time we roll into lunchtime, we're already going to be down in the 30s in regards to wind chills. And by the time we get into sunset, we're going to be all the way down for some of us down into the teens. Again, folks, frigid cold is right here on the doorstep. It's going to get locked in, folks, not just throughout this afternoon, but look at our Thursday. Despite sunshine coming back into the mix, wind chills aren't shown to get out of the upper teens or lower 20s throughout the entirety of today, of the day. And many of us on Thursday is not going to be escaping the 20s in regards to the mercury on the thermometers out there, right? Now for what everyone wants to talk about and look at, and that's those snow chances. It's right here on the horizon, all right? We're going to get this first round of the rain showers. It's moving through nicely. Here we are right at the 6 a.m. hour. Short-term model guidance is right on target, no pun intended, with what we are seeing out there looking at the real-time radar. This will be shifting south and east of the region. With any luck, we're going to dry out for the most part by early afternoon. But look at our transition right along and behind the cold front. As we roll into the mid and late afternoon hours, we could get a few of these snow squalls impacting the region. we're not expecting an overwhelming amount of accumulation, folks, but with the behavior of these little snow squalls and snow streaks, some of us might not even see a snowflake fall, while others get in on these quick 5, 10, 15-minute bursts that come through and can put a very quick, brief dusting down, especially on elevated surfaces out there, okay, and grassy surfaces as well. We'll see what the ground temperatures do. We're obviously going to be paying close attention to that. I don't think we'll be suffering too much in regards to travel impacts, but it's not something that we can completely rule out. Need to have your guard up on that evening commute, and again, as we work into early tomorrow morning. Now, keep your eyes on this, folks, because whenever we back up, we're going to give you the full picture view. The initial shortwave will come throughout this afternoon, bringing that first little round of some hit-and-miss snow showers and snow squalls here across the region. But look at these numerous little disturbances that continue to churn in out of the north and west with these little lobes of energy as we work into our Friday, as we work into our Friday night, as we work and we progress into our Saturday. You kind of get the gist, all right? We don't have an overwhelming winter storm that's going to be bearing down across the region. But with that being said, all these little nuanced little lobes of energy coming through, we could have some of us that's going to get in on a healthy dusting out of this as early as this afternoon and evening, taking us all the way through the Saturday time frame. Now, with us showing you the big picture, now we're going to get back to the short-term model guidance. Take a look at Thursday night into Friday morning. Here comes another one of those short waves here out of the north and west. This is valid for the pre-dawn hours of our Friday, rolling past sunrise on into mid-morning. This is why we're going to have to keep close eyes on this, all right? It's not written in stone, but we get a few of these little short waves that move through here, these little pieces of energy that can create these little sporadic snow squalls and these snow bursts that can result in slick travel and, again, some dustings on the elevated surfaces out there. So this is going to need to be watched very closely. This is a very finicky setup. It's going to be very difficult to forecast down to the hour that we're going to be watching here and monitoring very, very closely here over the next 24 to 48 hours. Getting back here to the big picture view, we roll into next week. It's going to stay frigid cold. We get the big trough that's going to stay locked in here as we roll into next week as well. Area of high pressure working down here. Looks like we'll be dry for around a good chunk of the new work week. So no effects of any winter weather there. But as we roll into the final week here of January, we're going to have a setup that's going to appear here with a bare clinic zone with deep moisture flowing in here out of the south and west. This is valid for a week from Saturday, so a week and a half out from today. Need to keep eyes on that, and then we roll into the remainder of the final week of January. And again, you see these little lobes of low pressure diving down across the Gulf. We're definitely going to have the cold locked in here. Rolling into the last week of January, start of February, where we could definitely have some more winter weather potential right here on the horizon for us. All right, let's jump back over here and let's talk about the short-term model guidance. This is in regards to this afternoon through early Thursday morning. The opportunity of getting a dusting on the ground is next to nothing. I think many of us aren't going to get anything at all on the ground, while some of us here across the Wobbles community and beyond could get in on a sparse dusting here coming along with this. Could have some slick spots on the roads late this afternoon into this evening. Again, for the Friday morning commute with any, or Thursday morning commute, excuse me, with any leftover lingering moisture that could result in freezing on the roadways. Get a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. Highs have basically already been achieved today, all right? Blustery conditions this afternoon, winds of 25 to 35 miles an hour. Temps absolutely tanking. We're going to be down potentially wind chills in the teens by sunset this evening. Got those hit and miss snow showers that can't be ruled out as well. Potential to be down to the single digits in regard to wind chills by sunrise on Thursday. Thursday afternoon, I think many of us are not going to be getting out of the 20s for highs. Friday, we're going to moderate temperatures to around the low to mid 40s region-wide. Keep an eye on the Thursday night into Friday morning, folks. That other short wave coming in Another opportunity at slick travel for the Friday morning commute. Saturday, Sunday, we're back into the meat locker with temperatures back down for highs right around or just above the freezing threshold. Martin Luther King Jr. Day will rebound back to around 40 degrees, but the cold is going to be staying locked in despite sunshine coming back into the mix for us. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather or Not forecast presented by our friends at On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Stay weather aware and locked in to the Weather or Not platforms. We'll be bringing you frequent updates as deemed necessary. You all have a blessed Wednesday.